Sergeant Kenneth Kitson, will you give yourself to this program?
Yes, sir. There is nothing that you wouldn't do for this country. You have the strength to do what's necessary.
How is he?
He's cramped.
Oh, that has healed well.
What do you think that we do out there, Doc?
Jason Bourne was the tip of the iceberg.
It's Aaron Cross. We have never seen evaluations like this. He's Treadstone without the inconsistency.
I've never met anybody in the program.
So how many of us are there?
You ask too many questions.
So Matt Damon has played Jason Bourne in the previous 3 films. How have you bridged the gap between the 3rd and the 4th films now? Because your character's name is Aaron Cross, so you're not playing Jason Bourne again.
What we're saying is that the events of Ultimatum, what happened at the end of Ultimatum, when he went public, when a huge shootout in New York and the death of a reporter in London, those events have clearly raised the stakes. We're saying that Edward Norton is the mastermind of this entire whole franchise that you've been watching, and because this has gotten so loud, he has other programs and they're under threat.
And what is different about Aaron Cross to, say, the character of Jason Bourne, and what attracted you then to the role?
Firstly was how exciting it was that they could actually continue it, and how that was, and within this different program. Different sort of set of agents and a different set of attributes.
It did look like there was some form of, I suppose, extreme backpacking going on when you were doing all the stuff in the snow, but there was some location issues.
Well, we're up in Kananaskis, which was in the Canadian Rockies up there. And you know what, it goes back and forth. I'm not sure how much of it has to do with climate change. They get winds up there sometimes. I think when they ran the Olympics in '88, They had trouble with snow. Sometimes Chinook winds come through and they come off the coast and they just melt all the snow off the mountains, and you really don't know what's going to happen. We'd gone up there the spring before and there were 14 feet, and we were getting reports, a month before we went up there was no snow. We got very lucky and got snow right when we were there.
Tell me about achieving some of the stunts too, because I can see where you've shot them with a single take, which looked extremely tricky. So what were you doing? What was the most challenging part of getting it all in one take for you?
That's the challenging part, getting it all in one. Whereas you're required to go up 3 stories, and it's if I flub up at any certain part, it's a do-over.
And what was the trickiest part for you, I suppose, stepping into the director's chair to come into the 4th in a franchise?
The hardest thing was to come up with the script. I mean, the script is the hardest part, right? I mean, and coming up with a rationale to have a movie. I mean, we were as skeptical as everybody else. You sort of go, well, why would you want to do this? And people love this, and it has so much integrity. If we couldn't find a way to make it have something really organic and soulful and real that felt like it was a legitimate continuation, there was really no reason to do it.